After a long time of lockdown and closed borders, countries around the world have started to open their doors to tourists again. It's time to learn more about what travel will be like in this new normal of social distance and where the best places to go are in the world after COVID-19. When you go to these places, you will be surrounded by nothing but nature and huge landscapes. No crowds or mass tourism, just you and the world. Welcome back to our channel Travel Tales. In today's video, we have rounded up some of the best low-risk places to visit, so without any delay, let us dive in. Australia. Australia is unlike any other country in the world in terms of how it defines travel and tourism. It is the ultimate paradise for beach bums, the dream destination for foodies, and an urban wonder for business travelers. There is something here for every type of traveler, from the architectural marvels and the thriving neighborhoods of Sydney to the magnificent beachfront and national parks of Australia, and from the cycling tracks of Melbourne to the rest of Australia. You might enjoy exploring Darwin if you have an appreciation for the fine arts and cultural events. Those looking for an exciting experience may want to consider visiting the Great Barrier Reef or Brisbane's Australian Zoo, both of which are located in the country of Australia. You will also have the opportunity to sample some pretty incredible street food, as well as a wide variety of cuisine at restaurants that have Michelin stars. Namibia. This one is for those people who are passionate about wildlife and enjoy doing things like going on safari in the middle of thick jungles and taking pleasure in sunsets with clear silhouettes of the abundant wild and natural, from the sand sea and perfect dead tree valleys at Sossusvlei to the otherworldliness of the unique animals that reside in Etosha and Damerland. You are going to find yourself placed in a variety of out-of-the-ordinary landscapes and adventures. If you have been considering going on a wildlife safari, there is no better time than now to go on such a trip to Namibia because of the country's low population and high concentration of wildlife. In addition to that, the country is home to a number of architectural wonders and masterpieces. Suriname. Suriname is the smallest country in South America, but that doesn't mean it lacks in the beauty department. The country is home to some of the world's most beautiful jungles, which, thanks to the country's rivers coming together and the dense forests on either side, make for the perfect unconventional safari. The majority of tourists will be found ambling around the city of Paramaribo, which used to be the colonial capital of the country. Its opulent architecture, lively nightlife, and exquisite dining are simply irresistible. It would be irresponsible of you not to explore the wild jungles and natural refuges of Suriname while you are there. Iceland. Iceland is nothing but a natural paradise that has been seamlessly blended with man-made amenities, which is why it is becoming an increasingly popular tourist destination. We strongly suggest that in order to reach a state of natural nirvana, you take a trip to Iceland, where you can leave your urban problems behind and instead take in the pristine air and breathtaking scenery of this part of the cosmos. It has the highest concentration of art and artists, particularly musicians, as one can hear rhythms evoking from every nook and cranny. The phenomenon of the Northern Lights, also known as the Aurora Borealis, is something that genuinely cannot be ignored and should not be forgotten. French Guiana. French Guiana, a teeny tiny piece of France tucked away in a nook of South America, is one of the wealthiest corners of the world and boasts of having colonial architecture that is unparalleled. The region is home to a wide variety of vibrant cultures and ways of life, in addition to its abundance of lush rainforests and unspoiled jungles. It is possible that you would enjoy coming here if you have a soft spot for the great outdoors, or if you're someone who appreciates original construction and design. Its previous use as a prison is an interesting quirk that, if it piques your interest, you might be interested to learn more about. In spite of the fact that traveling in French Guiana can be somewhat costly due to the country's wealthy and prosperous atmosphere, the country is secure and has a significantly smaller population. Mongolia. One of the least populous sovereign states, Mongolia is abundant in cultures, countryside views, pristine lakes, vast steppes, rugged mountains, and a wide variety of wildlife and livestock. There are many ancient tales and significant events that occurred in this country that can be traced back to the history of Genghis Khan and his rule. you will run into commercial hubs and urban spaces as it is rapidly developing for travelers and paving the way for a better tourism experience. Although it is built specifically for nomadic travel experiences, one is given the opportunity to experience living in a traditional hut. You will also encounter commercial hubs. Mongolia is one of the most highly recommended places to visit because it has some of the best nature and wilderness around. Falkland Islands. The Falkland Islands are one of the less well-known locations in the world, but they are home to some of the most magnificent penguin, seal, and albatross populations in the world. Here, you will have the opportunity to immerse yourself in the natural wilderness, live in tents, and witness a variety of breathtaking panoramas, such as valleys filled with rare flowers, such as the Felton's flower, vanilla daisy, and others. People would live a very simple lifestyle, and you could find them strolling around their hamlets and some of the dominant tourist hubs, like the beach, attached on the Sea Lion Island. Because there are so few places to eat and dine out on this offbeat island, you might find that you enjoy each and every little delicacy that is provided there. Greenland. Greenland is the kind of place where it is not out of the ordinary to splurge on things like boat rides and helicopter tours. As a result of doing so, you will get to experience the entirety of the country. It is the island with the lowest population density in the world, and it is also home to some of the world's most breathtaking fjords and mountainous slopes. The ever-expanding hotel and amusement park complex is transforming the location into a prime spot for visitors. The abundance of opportunities for tourists to experience a rush of adrenaline through activities such as sea kayaking, rock climbing, and salmon fishing is one of the most exciting aspects of the area. In addition, in order to get the most out of your time in Greenland, you shouldn't miss the opportunity to relax under the open sky and witness the northern lights at least once. Pitcairn Islands. The Pitcairn Islands can be found in the southwestern part of the Pacific Ocean. They are known as one of the most remote inhabited locations on the planet. Only one of the 4 volcanic islands that make up this territory, which belongs to the UK and is called Pitcairn, is inhabited. Pitcairn has a population of 50 people and a population density of 1.6 people per square kilometer. Indeed, the group of 50 people can trace their ancestry back to one of 4 founding families. Because of the high limestone cliffs covered in sharp coral that form a barrier to the more inhabitable interior of the Pitcairn Islands, a large portion of these islands are inaccessible or difficult to access. Pitcairn Island itself is quite fertile and conducive to human habitation thanks to its favorable conditions. Because of its remote location and the absence of an airport landing strip at the present time, the town's population is relatively low. However, the harbor is open to yachts and cruise ships. Falkland Islands. With a population of 0.28 people per square kilometer, the Falkland Islands, another territory under UK jurisdiction, is the 3rd least densely populated territory on Earth. The Falkland Islands is technically an archipelago comprised of 778 islands with a total population of 3,398 inhabitants. The 2 main islands, West and East Falkland, are untouched breeding grounds for a variety of birds. The islands themselves are hilly and mountainous with a cold, windy, and humid climate. Although the tiny population produces a very low GDP, its GDP per capita is quite high, and the islands rank well on the Human Development Index. That's it for today, guys. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to get the latest update about the fresh and interesting content we keep on posting. See you in the next one.